Hey, my name's Girafferys, and this is Shadow the Hedgehog, the edgiest game to still be rated E for everyone. It is the final game of the Sonic Adventure era. After this, it's Sonic 06 and fumble after fumble after fumble. I don't have a story about this game, it was just one I owned and really liked as a kid. I was a big fan of Sonic, even read those comics where Knuckles gets possessed by an evil Mayan god and Eggman uses Nanobots to be a pro wrestler. The only weird experience I've had with Sonic was in middle school when a friend brought his Wii over to hang out and just asked, "Hey, have you ever watched, cartoon porn?" He proceeded to use his Wii to look up a comic of Tails enjoying a vanilla ice cream cone. Thankfully, my takeaway was, I need to stop talking to him and not, the other direction this usually goes. With Shadow now in vogue again, he's Keanu Reeves, he loves Latinas, I wanted to revisit my version of Shadow the Hedgehog. But that's just an excuse, isn't it? Pretty much every video game I reviewed has a connection to my childhood, and I'm enjoying the trip down memory lane, so I think I should pay a toll. In exchange for another nostalgia review, I will pay you with my dignity by singing the Shadow the Hedgehog opening in full, first attempt, one take, zero singing experience. If you ask me what a vocal warm-up is, I tell you it's pronounced dirty talk. So karaoke style, let's go. I see no, hear no evil, black writings on the wall, unleashed a million faces, and one by one they fall, black-hearted.
Girafferys, what is all this racket?
Mom, get out of my room! I'm doing my YouTube video!
When are you going to get a job?
I told you I don't need a job. I'm gonna be internet famous.
You're not gonna be anything. You're not even a real giraffe. You're a pony with gigantism.
No, ow! Stop! Ow, Mom, stop! The game features a choose-your-own-adventure campaign with 10 different endings. To get a good sample size, I'll do pure hero, pure evil, and pure neutral for this review. The story opens to Shadow, somehow alive after Sonic Adventure 2, and aura farming over an entire city. Still got the memory issues, it seems. Conveniently, the least trustworthy creature in existence shows up to tempt Shadow with knowledge of his past and get him involved in the plot. Each level has 3 ways to clear for the different routes. Here you need to defeat the correct number of good or bad enemies, or just get to the end of the level for neutral. You can switch which objective you track and your follower with the D-pad. Would you believe I never knew this? Man, I just didn't test buttons as a kid. Oh yeah. Yep. I see the problem immediately. It's similar to Knuckles in Sonic Adventure 1. You have this character built for insane speed, then the gameplay asks you to slow it down and crawl through the level. If I was just rushing through, I'm sure this would feel fine, but trying to fight enemies is directly exposing the weaknesses of the control scheme. You don't have the refined, precise controls to fight enemies or aim a gun because all Shadow wants to do is get to top speed ASAP. Defeating good or bad enemies fills your 2 separate gauges for the 2 separate powers. Chaos Blast, which destroys everything around you, and Chaos Control, which is worthless unless you're going for the neutral route. It skips a ton of the stage, which just means you miss the enemies or objectives you need to defeat or destroy. The next hero mission is much better. You can actually run fast and not stop every 3 seconds. Or you would if they didn't constantly throw these tiny alien spikes on the road. Why do this? Has Sega ever gotten feedback saying, "Oh, the players reacted really positively to spike traps"?
Hey, where's my bike? Has anyone seen where it is?
Wait, was that a stolen bike joke? Were they in on how stupid Black Alien sounds? No, I refuse to. Damn it, I failed. You can sometimes fail a quest, but not the level, so I can no longer go the hero's path unless I reset. Definitely a smart fallback, since you can always go neutral. We've made the chocolate starfish angry and have to fight his black bull. Not a bad fight. He works on cycles where you get up to his face to deal damage, and here we get to see the other use of chaos control, which is slowing time. I found very few uses for this. The boss does have an exploit. You can shoot his eye, which triggers him to run, so as long as you have ammo, you can prevent him from ever attacking. I love this. If a boss works on cycles, there should always be some way to speed up or skip cycles so the player has some control. The next level is with Tails, who wants us to reclaim a bunch of stolen rings from Eggman. 400 of them. This took 18 minutes. I never got to go fast. I had to crawl every inch sniffing out rings. And oh yes, if you take damage, those rings are deducted from the total. Just to speak in theory, if your entire game design is about going fast, a level that takes 18 minutes to complete should be a red flag. This level exposes how bad the camera is. Again, designed to move forward very fast. It is clearly weak at turning around to search areas as it gets caught on geometry. It's almost hard to watch this game, like someone breaking their legs because they want handicap parking. The military has apparently cornered the aliens into a forest, so we team up with Rouge for another Slayer quest. Next, we head to space, when Shadow spots a Chaos Emerald in the ship and yoinks it. This sets off an alarm, which sets off a Vietnam flashback level with Maria, Shadow's childhood friend. Did a human just use a bounce pad? That bothers me. That really bothers me. This level has us hunting robot versions of Chaos. 35 of them. This took half an hour.
I don't think 22 minutes is so bad.
Not so bad. That's a whole episode of Seinfeld. It takes us a whole episode of Seinfeld to rob a bank.
Oops. I think the camera got stuck. Don't worry, camera, I'll come back for you. Yeah, see? I wouldn't leave you behind. Now seriously, where do I go? Oh right, this is what those keys are for. Every level has secret keys to unlock secret doors, which grant weapons and other pickups. A few open new paths, but I never opened a single one. Shadow remembers he promised Maria that he'd save the world, so he decides to... yeah, you get it. The final level takes place on the comet, which is the source of the aliens. It's a straightforward race to the finish.
The big boss is inside.
It seems like there are 2 or 3 paths at any time, which I like. The old Sonic games always had multiple paths, but the 3D ones got really linear, so this was appreciated. We confront Black Doom, which is not a bad boss, but considering this is the pure good ending, I would have expected a bit more. Also would have expected a bit more of the ending. We beat Black Doom and just go, yeah, and credits. So the hero route was bloated with scavenger hunts and unfulfilling. Every ending unlocks or upgrades a special weapon found in special crates. Unfortunately, the limited ammo means these are rarely useful. The Evil campaign starts off way funnier just because of Black Doom giving you controller tutorials.
Swap weapons by pressing the X button.
After the first level of killing soldiers, we actually get a race to the finish level. Okay, things are looking up, and a 20-minute scavenger hunt. This level does highlight something kind of funny. Everyone in the Sonic world loves Shadow. Black Doom, Sonic, Eggman, Amy, even the President all see Shadow and go, "Oh hey, buddy!" Shadow wants to shake down Eggman for lore, but he's a little hostile, so even on the evil route, we team up with Amy to beat him up. The next level starts with a time limit? Yeah, this could be the worst level in the game. I got lost here for so long. You need to find and destroy 5 bombs, and I cannot find 2 of them. No indicators, directions, or logic. I run around the entire map 5 times, and I can't even find a crumb of where... Oh, I'm about to say a slur.
Disgusting black creatures. Get out of my sight.
The beginning. This whole time. It was right at the beginning. I just had to know that dynamite was the critical path. You know what? I'm in. Black Doom, let's destroy all of humanity. He tells us about the Eclipse Cannon on the Ark, which is our final solution. This flying level gives you plenty of time to realize how bad these controls are too. You move on a rail and can fly within the rail, but you don't have enough room to do anything fun. This could have been Diet Star Fox and everyone would have cheered, but no, it's the tornado missions from Sonic Adventure, but worse. I'm all nihilistic now, so let's just nuke... Iowa? Okay, Black Doom has no idea which cities are important, no one correct him. We also announced that all world leaders need to die, so it's time to kill the president of this entirely fictional world. Don't worry, baby, I'll protect you. No. Did this car just get a speed boost? Could they have those on highways in this world? Who cares? This level's another good one. A little long in the tooth, but you mostly just drive or run through at a good pace, not too many awkward bits. And the final boss of this route is Sonic and Smo. I feel like there's an intended way to fight this that I completely missed. I had to very slowly grind him to death. Now we can get excited, because the neutral route should be way better. No search or destroy. Each level has a finish line, get there. And you know what? Yeah, it does get fun. The first level goes by very fast, though it reveals the problem with this route. The levels are overloaded from fitting multiple objectives, so none of the objectives can actually shine. I try to run through areas, but the enemies, explosions, and fire, which were just window dressing for the other routes, become infuriating obstacles. Now that I'm actually going fast, I can see how touchy these controls really are. A lot of overlapping context-sensitive actions, inconsistent softlock aiming, and a sloppy camera. The game feels random when you'd want a speed game to be the most predictable. Staying neutral greatly angers Black Doom.
I hate these filthy neutrals, Kith. With enemies, you know where they stand, but with neutrals, who knows? It sickens me.
He teleports us to some ancient ruins, which are way better than the city. I want to compliment the Lightspeed Dash in this game, which is just a single button press to follow a line of rings. It gets used very well throughout, accessing different paths, letting you skip platforming sections, or quickly gaining speed. The issue is that, again, it's very touchy. If you're off by just a little, you dash to the side instead of forward, but I still like the mechanic a lot. The next level is the hoverboard level with Charmy, another really good one. Then Eggman takes offense to Black Doom destroying the world he wants to conquer, so they duke it out at these sky ruins. Didn't ask, don't care, we reach the end and board Eggman's airship where... oh, he likes Shadow a little too much. This level is a great blend of speed and platforming. Then Eggman starts gaslighting Shadow into thinking he's an android. After another boss fight, we get the best level of the game. This level is mostly on rails, and the speed you can generate is incredible, almost dizzying at the end. The final boss of this route is probably as bad as the evil routes. You chase Eggman's robot and hit the slots to make an opening. Problem being how inconsistent your homing attack is. The neutral ending is neat, because we kill Eggman. Just straight up. And despite some quirks, this route is so good. Leaps better than the other routes. For reference, the good route took me 3 hours, the evil route 2.5, the neutral route 45 minutes. For a series about speed, that speaks volumes. So we should... Giraffes, what are you doing? Why are you loading up the game? No, that's right. I lied to you. And you know what? I got away with it too, because you probably forgot or never got the true ending as a kid. The true ending is only unlocked after you get all 10 endings, which can only be done by playing the entire game 10 times. Every Sonic game of this era had some padding method. I understand the plight of a developer not wanting their game to be 3 or 4 hours long, but this is complete overkill. I was gonna end here. This would be the extent of the review. And thankfully, or unfortunately, the very padding that spites me also saves me. Because you're never locked into a route, I can play the neutral route for most of the game and branch off at the end, coincidentally skipping the worst parts of the good and evil routes. Unfortunately encountering 2 equally terrible levels where you need to destroy a ship that sponges a bit too much damage for my liking. Aside from that, not much of note happens for these 7 playthroughs. We do learn that human commander was friends with Maria and saw Black Doom helping Gerald Robotnik to make Shadow, but yeah, that's it. Also, this level kicks ass. After 6 hours of repeating the same 4 or 5 levels and getting new endings, we unlock the last story and proceed. Not sure which route is supposed to get us here, but Black Doom reveals his true plans of using the Chaos Emeralds to teleport the Black Comet directly to Earth for a full-on invasion. The studio ran out of money for animation, so Shadow has to go face Black Doom alone. We get a new Black Comet stage with a neat gimmick. There are several dead ends that can only be passed with Chaos Control, so you have to fight enemies until you charge up to a Chaos Control to progress. It's a good blend of the speed and combat mechanics, which I'm sure is what they wanted this game to be, but the stage is still mediocre. We confront Black Doom, who grounds us, and because this works, we realize, he's our father. Thankfully, the best Sonic Heroes team still has enough animation to trigger a recording of Professor Gerald, who explains his plan was to work with the Black Arms to create Shadow, but he made the Eclipse cannon so Shadow could defeat the Black Arms when they inevitably attack Earth. Shadow says bet and goes Super Shadow to confront the true form of Black Doom. This fight can be very frustrating because Shadow has an effective range that is not too far or too close from himself. Doom has 2 heads and you need to hit the one with the open eye. You also need to collect these ring balloons as your rings constantly drain in super mode and you die at 0. As cool and cinematic as the fight is, I can't like it. Shadow's aim is so bad. Much like in the normal game, sometimes he has a good softlock, sometimes he has none. Again, the effective range. Oh, and be warned, you can activate Chaos Control to slow time, but your rings drain at the same rate in the slow time. Would not recommend. After delivering the final Chaos Spear, Shadow teleports the comet back to space and blasts it. The day is saved with even the human commander seeming grateful to Shadow, who closes the story by saying goodbye to himself. Now we can talk about the story, which went a direction I was not expecting. I want to compare the story of Shadow to a classic tale of artificial life, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein or the modern Prometheus. A through line of that story is the unpredictable nature of having children, the nature versus nurture debate. After the monster commits a murder, Dr. Frankenstein confronts him saying he is evil by nature, while the monster gives the hardest comeback possible. I ought to be thy Adam, but I am rather the fallen angel whom thou drivest from joy for no misdeed. I was benevolent and good. Misery made me a fiend. Make me happy, and I shall again be virtuous. Clearly arguing that he is evil due to the poor nurturing from his creator. Shadow is in a similar debacle. He's looking for his identity, but he's always asking others to assign it to him, to nurture him. He gets manipulated to be a hero, monster, king of the androids, defender of the Ark. Only in the last story does he get all the information he's been seeking, and he doesn't like it, being assigned a purpose. He fulfills Gerald and Maria's wish of his own accord, so he can move on to be his own hedgehog. The final line, "Goodbye, Shadow the Hedgehog," implies that from this moment on, the Shadow that was nurtured by Maria is gone. I like to imagine Shadow doesn't get his memories back in this ending. The old Shadow was a ghost hanging over his head that he's laid to rest, right aside Gerald, Maria, and Black Doom. The effort made for this story really shows compared to Heroes or Adventure 2. It's just a shame the gameplay couldn't support it better. They have a lot of levels, and the choose your own adventure concept is great for filling time. The main problem is the level objectives going against the core of the series design. Some levels have you destroy 4 or 5 special objects, which always works great because they're easy to find. The objective is on the way, you barely have to slow down or look for it. More of these quests would have put the game on par with Adventure 2 and Heroes. I mean, the best part of this game was that 6 hours of padding, because going fast is still fun. This game's legacy is a mixed reception. I can't say it deserves better, but it was fun. You could call this the black sheep of the series, and it is in a really weird position, being right at the end of what people consider the good 3D Sonic games, immediately being followed by arguably the worst 3D Sonic game. But this deserves to go here. This deserves to be with the good games, and I don't ever want to forget that. Thanks for making it to the end of the video. If you enjoyed, a like and subscription mean a lot, and if you didn't enjoy it, well, why the hell not? You better comment and tell me. Anyways, take care.